guys, welcome to Monkey's World. This is Dark Side of the Ring review, Bash at the Beach 2000. Holy cow. First of all, evidently, the geniuses at WCW thought it was a good idea to give Hulk Hogan complete creative control. Really? Who the freaking bright idea was that? Anyway, Eric Bischoff, so that's where the whole thing starts. Is Hogan had complete creative control. So they go into that night. And Vince Russo wants Booker T as world champion. And Jeff Jarrett is set to lose the belt to Booker T. But first, he's got to go through, like, Hogan and a couple other people or whatever. But Hogan refuses to lose. Excuse me. Story of his career. And, no matter how strong Russo makes him look, he will not lose. So, they came up with this half-assed plan that that Jarrett in disgust would lay down for Hogan. Hogan would pin him, become the champion, walk out with it. And here's where Eric Bischoff and Vince Russo diverge. Because Eric Bischoff was under the impression that Hogan would come back in October during the tournament to crown a new champion, saying, oh, I'm the champion, and if you want the title, you gotta beat me, and blah, 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 which wouldn't have made anybody happy, just for the record. And as far as the fans are concerned, because we were so over Hogan, it wasn't funny. We were over Hogan before he left the World Wrestling Federation, but anyway. Sorry. Freaking allergies. So anyway. Now, Bischoff says this wasn't discussed, and Vince Russo says it was. After Jarrett laid down for Hogan, for which he was not pleased. Vince Russo came out, cut a scathing promo on Hogan about his creative control card and everything. And Vince Russo says that Hogan and Bischoff were aware of this, that this was going to happen, and they say they weren't. I don't know. And decided to have the match with Booker T. You know, so Jeff Jarrett was still the champion and decided to have the match with Booker T. Now, there's something important here that lends credence to Vince Russo's story. That's how it was supposed to be. And then Booker T was going to be the champion. Excuse me. They had another championship belt there. Why would they have had a duplicate championship belt if they weren't planning on doing that? There wouldn't have been any need for the duplicate belt. So I actually think Vince Russo's telling the truth in that regard. And so when Hogan and Bischoff land wherever they land, after being on their jet and having a beer, their phones start blowing up with text messages about the promo and stuff, supposedly. Hogan sues WCW. Well, and specifically Vince Russo for defamation of character. Well, the first judge said, okay, this is a wrestling program, and you're both characters. You can't defame a fictional character. Dismissed. So Hogan appealed. The other judge also threw it out. So he went to the state Supreme Court. And I guess in the end, Turner Broadcasting settled for 7 figures, which would be millions. Yeah, it would be millions. Because $1 million is 7 figures. No, it's backwards. There we go. Would be 7 figures. So, which is absolutely absurd. So, and I know that, and something interesting was said, that Vince Russo wanted to push the younger guys and Eric Bischoff wanted to push the old guys. That's interesting, because Roddy Piper's biggest beef with Vince Russo was that he was pushing the older guys. Or maybe that was Bischoff. No, that was Bischoff. And he tried to send faxes to them about how you can use the older guys to push the younger guys. Hogan wouldn't have done that in a million years. You know, Hogan's still protecting his character 40 years later. Dude, you can barely walk across the room. You're done. Character done. So, when you have an ego like Hogan, you don't give him creative control. You have to do what's best for the business. And what's best for the business is not always what's best for you. You know? And I think as fans, as we become more educated on the business, we learn what's best for business. Grudgingly, even if it's not what we want, we know what's best. The guys bringing in the money are the guys that need the belts. And as was pointed out, African American wrestlers didn't always get the pushes they deserved in the business. And the fact that they wanted Booker T was amazing. And Booker T became a huge star after that. And I think that's what was right for business. That's why everybody in that room agreed that Booker T should be the champion. It was time for Hulk Hogan to move over and let the younger guys shine. And Jeff Jarrett was willing to do that. So, if I ran a wrestling company, first of all, I wouldn't sign Hulk Hogan. If I did, I would not give him creative control. So, my opinion. And of course, nobody likes Dave Meltzer, so, excuse me. So, yeah. So, and of course they had him talking about it because Meltzer has moles backstage at all the big shows. Anyway, next week is the finale. It is Marty Jannetty. I did not realize Marty's in a wheelchair now until I saw the short preview. Excuse me, Marty was heavily into drugs. There was this woman talking, I don't know who she is, saying that Shawn how did she put it? It was like above Marty and like put himself above Marty and took the spotlight or whatever. I forget how she worded it, but basically it's BS. Because when they were a team, they were a team. As far as Shawn going above and beyond Marty, when they split up, Shawn became a star because Shawn was that good. He became a top heel almost instantly. And I'm sure that the split up was supposed to be a feud between the team and just see where the two went as singles. I don't think they ever imagined Shawn would shine like he did. Marty isn't that good. I'm sorry. Marty isn't that good as a singles wrestler. Not that Marty wasn't a talented athlete, because he was. But as a singles wrestler, by himself without a partner, he just wasn't that good. He didn't have the spark that Shawn had, the natural charisma that Shawn had. And these are just my opinions. Marty always came across to me, like in promos and stuff, and he still does, as stoned out of his gourd. And the fact of the matter is the girls liked Sean. Because he was better looking. Marty wasn't terrible looking. He got old fast, though, because of the life that he lived. But Sean, much better looking. And like I said, Sean was just natural. You know? Marty had so much baggage that coming in and winning the Intercontinental title from Sean and whatever, and Sean won it right back. Because Marty couldn't, he was so heavily into the drugs and the lifestyle that he just couldn't. It also says something about a murder. I'm not sure what that is about, and I wonder if they're going to cover the lawsuit against Sean and Marty over a finishing maneuver that caused a broken neck on a jobber. And truthfully, the jobber was not well trained, did not tuck his chin. So it was more the jobber's fault. But in the end, the World Wrestling Federation paid the jobber. They settled. So I wonder if they'll talk about that court case. So stay tuned for that next week. But like I said, this one had way more interest than I thought it would. Can't wait to see what they do next season. And I'll see you in a bit for baking these pork chops off. So, thank you for watching. God bless you. Stay cool and stay safe. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you in a bit for pork chops. Bye, guys. Please subscribe, and please subscribe to Kid Missing, link in the description. Thank you so much. And don't forget to ring those bells. Bye, guys. God bless you.